Now we look at bones of the arms and the hands. And so it's we did take a look at the clavicle, and in that very region we have the bone humerus, and here's the connection point of that, the head of humerus, and it is connected to two bones, which are the radius and the ulna. And radius, interesting thing about the radius is that radius is the bone that is the closest to the thumb, and when we rotate our arm, this is the one that does the large number of movement, and it radiates. And ulna to some relatively stays still, and we can feel that, and that's a way of defining that. On the other side, what we have is, again, we see that the radius right here, which is this bone right here, the red one, and this radius is the closest to the thumb portion, and this is the one that will move, and ulna to some extent stays quite still. Now, based on the arms, we have the radius ulna, but then here we have carpals, or the wrist area. The wrist area is called carpus, C-A-R-P-A. There's no L, carpus, but when we have these right here, these are called carpals. And this is the wrist, carpals. And then going forward, we have what we call metacarpals. The region is called Metacarpus, but individually these are called metacarpals. That's our metacarpals. We have the 5 bones there, and that's also called the palm area of our hand. Then the fingers, we call them phalanges, and those are their phalanges, and they have segments here allowing them to fold up. So again, going from the clavicle, we have the head of the humerus. Humerus is connected to the radius and ulna that move. Radius is the closest to the thumb that will radiate, and it's connected to the carpals of the wrist, and the carpals are connected to the metacarpals, and then they're connected to fingers, or also called phalanges. Let's just read the definitions. The humerus is the uppermost and the largest bone of the arm, extending from the elbow to the shoulder. The ulna is the inner and the larger bone of the forearm, the lower arm attached to the wrist and located on the side of the little finger. So the radius is on the side of the thumb, and our ulna is on the little finger side. So that's radius is the smaller bone in the forearm on the same side as the thumb. Now, after that comes carpus, and the carpus are also known as the wrist. So again, carpus is the area, which is the wrist area, is a flexible joint composed of 8 small irregular bones, or called carpals, held together by ligaments. So what's the difference between carpus and carpals? Carpus is the area, which is the wrist. Carpals are the 8 small irregular bones, called carpals, that are held together by ligaments. Those are the connective tissues. Then continuing forward, we have metacarpus area. Carpus, also known as the palm area, and it consists of 5 long slender bones called metacarpal bones. So what is the difference between metacarpus and metacarpal? is metacarpus is the area, that's the palm area, and metacarpals are the bones of that metacarpus area. Then we have what we call digits, which are the fingers, and those are called phalanges. Phalanges. And the phalanges are the bones in the fingers, 3 in each finger and 2 in each thumb, totaling of 14 bones. So how many phalanges do we have? 14. So again, we take a look at our 14 bones, which are the 14 phalanges. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and then 14. Below that, we have the metacarpus area, but metacarpals, these are the metacarpals. Then we have the carpus area, which is the wrist area. This is the palm. This is the palm. This is the wrist, carpus. And then the bones in here are called carpals. And what allows them to move in the whole arm is the ulna and the radius. And radius is closest to the thumb. Ulna is closest to the pinky. And those two, radius and ulna, are connected to the humerus. Humerus is connected to the shoulder area. The humerus is the uppermost and the largest bone of the arm, extending from the elbow to the shoulder. So this area is the humerus. It's the largest bone of the arm, extending from the shoulder down to the elbow area. Ulna is the inner and the larger bone of the forearm. The lower arm attached to the wrist and located on the side of the little finger. So what's connected to the little finger is the ulna. And it appears to be a thinner bone, but it is longer. And so it's the larger of the bone, and radius is the smaller bone in the forearm on the same side as the thumb. So radius is on the thumb side. Carpus, also known as the wrist, so here's the wrist area, is a flexible joint composed of 8 small irregular bones called carpals, held together by ligaments. So these 8 bones are the carpals, and they're being held together by what connective tissue? Ligaments. Then we have metacarpus area, which is right here, which is the palm of the hand, and it consists of 5 long slender bones called metacarpal bones. So we have the metacarpal bones. The phalanges, which are right here, they're known as the digits or fingers. 3 in each finger, except in the thumb we have 2, and they're totaling 14 bones. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14.